Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So sorry again for my setup. I'm in a different setup, but I wanted to get this video out to you guys as always guys. So let's just start off with looking at stocks before I move on to crypto, because I want to give you the wider kind of view. We're in a very volatile market right now. As you can see, the S&P opened up, the Dow opened up, Nasdaq opened up, and now we're all below zero. Okay, so we're red on all these indicators, and again, if we can see which ones are getting hit the most, you can see the Bitcoin plays are still getting hit. Okay, so we can see them still here, still taking a hit on some of these Bitcoin plays. Now, what's going on in the wider crypto market? Let's take a quick look. So we can see Bitcoin sitting at 43, Ethereum still below $3,000. We've got Cardano sitting at $2.09. So kind of a little bit of a rally on Bitcoin, Ethereum today, up 3-4% respectively. But again, still down on the 30-day, 9% on Bitcoin and 12% on Ethereum. So nothing to write about write home about just yet, but it is some stabilization. Solana sitting at $1.70, 1.73 up, sitting at 140. Again, called very much off from its highs. Okay, Terra, you got 37. And overall, you can see the market just stabilizing a little bit. The biggest mover here I can see is Luna in the top categories, as well as a little bit of Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, but nothing really to write home about just there on those. So let's take a look at the charts, because this is where it gets interesting. So you can see Bitcoin has really held up about at this $41,000 level mark. We went to test it again on the 28th, and we tested it again on the 30th of September today, and then we had a really strong pushback. Look at that 4-hourly candle there, really strong hourly candle saying, nope, we are not breaking this 41,620 mark, and that's really good and really powerful for consolidation. You can see we're still in this wide channel, but now we're at the upper end of the channel. We're getting a bit of resistance at 43. We've struggled a few times here at 43, and we need to get through 43 in order to test this upper wedge and see if we can get a breakout so we can flip this downward trend. So really important that we do that. Again, look at this rejection on the EMA ribbon. One rejection, two rejection, gone up to the third. Are we going to get rejected again, or can we flip it to support and head higher? This is the key here now, because this is the third time we've tried it. Can we now break through this EMA ribbon and head towards a bullish trend? And we're going to see the exact same thing on Ethereum. Okay, so I won't spend too much time on Ethereum. See if that loads up. You can see the exact same thing. Gone up once, rejected, gone up once, rejected. And in this case, you're getting the green line around 2,900, 2,850 acting as the support for Ethereum. Let's take a look at ALGORAND. So I know a lot of you are interested in ALGORAND. Let's take a look at that. Sitting at $1.59 at the moment on ALGORAND. But what's happening here? You can see we're really precarious here at the bottom of this wedge. Let's see if we can zoom in. And look at this wedge now, really sitting at the bottom of this wedge. This EMA ribbon is really pushing the price down. We're not getting above this EMA ribbon, and that's a bullish trend here for us. So I'm really concerned here. Well, not massively concerned, but just prepared for the fact that you could end up on a down breakout of this, which could take you to a price target of 146, which I've warned about, and also $1.33. So if you're trading this, be careful. This is a bearish setup right now. And we should be very cautious coming into this. This is really heading towards the bottom of our wedge. And we've tried to break this out a few times now. So please be careful on ALGORAND over the coming hours, because this could be heading to the downside. We could be seeing easily $1.46 ALGORAND, or even lower, $1.33. Okay, so if you're in a long trade here, that's the warning. Please be careful, because it got rejected by this EMA ribbon, rejected again. And we're really struggling now that we're below this teal color EMA ribbon to see any bullish momentum here on ALGORAND as we speak. Let's take a look at Solana. So Solana, we're sitting at, where are we sitting at 137. And again, just can't beat this EMA ribbon. We're in a bullish trend on all these cryptos right now. But the interesting thing with Solana, which I mentioned yesterday, is we are getting a bit of a wedge. Okay, so it's coming towards D-Day here on Solana. We're going to make up our mind of which direction we're going. The EMA ribbon is saying, nope, you're not going any higher, but this teal color EMA is giving us support. And you can see it's narrowing, creating a little bit higher highs. And this is creating that wedge shape. If I draw it on, you draw it there. You've got a bit of a wedge shape, which can help this decide if it's going to break up, or are we going to break down. So we're going to have to find out very shortly, are we heading this direction, or are we heading this direction, based on this broad wedge, which I'm drawing very roughly. Okay, so that's coming up on Solana. Luna, as we said, has had a positive uptick. Luna's up quite well today. You see the difference here. Okay, this has stayed above its EMA, and this acted as support. Okay, broke down a little bit here, but it's straight back up above its EMA, and that's what's its ribbon, and that's what's really important here on Luna. So things are looking a bit more bullish for Luna, which is good, but can it last? I mean, obviously it's up at the moment because the wider market is up. But can that head higher? Let's go back to Bitcoin just to remind ourselves. We did break above the EMA ribbon, so we've got some bullish tendencies, but we've got to stay above this EMA ribbon, okay? If I switch over to the daily, do we have a daily close above the EMA ribbon just yet? Let's that load up. No, we're still below the EMA ribbon on the daily, okay? So we're still bearish on the daily. Until we break out of this wedge, we're not going to get a bearish on the daily. But on the 4-hourly chart, we're getting there. We're above the EMA ribbon, and that's acting as good support for us, okay? Let's take a look at COTI. Let's take a look at COTI before I head off. I'm in between a lot of meetings today, but I just wanted to get this update to you guys. COTI has been doing really well. So you can see here, it's kept this support on this EMA ribbon, and now you're creating a bit of a wedge, okay? So if we're to very broadly draw this, I would normally remove my EMA ribbon in order to draw this, but just so you get the idea while I'm recording, you've got this support line at 66 cents and this line here creating this wedge narrowing. And if it keeps narrowing here and stays above the EMA ribbon, we can get a good strong movement as we get back towards the corner of this wedge and break through with strong volume past 66, and then we're into all-time highs. And I'm quite positive that COTI from a fundamental perspective is doing all the things right. It's just whether from a technical perspective and overall market point of view, can we head higher? So really exciting time for COTI, heading in the right direction despite the rest of the market looking a little bit weaker, although today has created a bit of stabilization on the broader market. So yeah, back to Bitcoin. We want to see Bitcoin head higher. It's had a good couple of 4-hour candles here. It's got to consolidate here above this EMA ribbon and head higher, and that should create the breathing room for the rest of the altcoins to really push on. There you go, guys. That's way of the quick update of what's going on in the market right now. We can see the stock market is a bit of a yo-yo still, just like the video yesterday. Go watch that video if you haven't watched that video of why the stock market is yo-yoing. It will give you some context around some of the fundamentals. From an altcoin perspective, we've just gone through where the altcoins are sitting right now. But again, we know it's going to come down to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin can break out this massive long-term wedge here and create some bullish momentum, a lot of these altcoins, which are set up with good patterns, can really start flying just very quickly. But we have to be careful. If you're trading this on a short-term basis, you don't want to get caught out. You've got to be smart, set your stop loss, don't trade against the trend. The trend is always your friend. So if we're in an up market, feel free to start trading it. When you see bearish setups, just be careful. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I will see you in the next one, hopefully back in my studio, and I will see you in the next one.